So what is better, multitasking or single tasking? Today's video, I'm going to answer that for you. Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan Aquino. I help teach the next generation. So everyone knows the idea of multitasking and the idea of single tasking, but no one truly understands which one is better. Well, today I have a very simple answer for you, and I'm going to go over both of them first individually and then tell you which one is actually the correct one. It's actually very simple, straightforward, very short video today. So multitasking, pretty simple. You just do multiple different things at the same time. So let's say you're responding emails and you're also on the phone and you're also doing some work on the laptop as well. So you're doing multiple different things at the same time. This sounds great in theory, where you can do so many different things all at one time. Versus single tasking, where you only do one task until its completion. So if you're working on a project, you only do that project. You don't respond to emails, you don't respond to calls, you don't do other things. You only focus on the project. So you're doing a lot of different things versus one different thing. So now I'm going to go over the pros and cons of both. So the biggest thing and the biggest advantage with multitasking is it can create a sense of productivity and help handle multiple responsibilities at once. Imagine you're on your phone answering so many calls. You're on your laptop answering emails, but you're also working on some projects. Like there's so many things you're doing. That's not the case actually. Overall, it leads to decreased efficiency, lower quality of work, and increased stress. What also doesn't help the case is the fact that because you're doing so many different things, your mind has to focus on so many different things at the same time, which breaks focus and reduces overall productivity. Genuinely, it's very, very hard to juggle even two things with optimum effort. So imagine trying to juggle 7 things, 4 things. Imagine trying to juggle that. So while yes, in theory, it sounds nice, truly in the end, it doesn't really work because you have to continuously think about other different things and your brain can't really process that all at once unfortunately. Now, single tasking on the other hand. So the advantage is the opposite of multitasking. You have improved focus, quality of work is improving, increased productivity, better time management. Like there's a lot of positive things that happen when you do single tasking. You only do one simple thing and that's it. So if you're working on a project and you don't multitask on it, if multitasking will take you like 2 weeks to do, if you single task it, you might be getting it done in 2 days, 3 days. It's a big time difference as well, genuinely. If you just single task on a project or single task a task, the big drawback that you would feel from single tasking is the feeling of being less productive and maybe potential overall tasks completion. So if you have like a weekly task list, it might get done slower because you're focusing on one thing at a time. So you feel less productive. Does that really matter in the end when everything's getting done efficiently and correctly? We'll see what the answer is. So in the end, which is better? Very simple, very plainly, single tasking. It's superior, so many different manners. Even if you may feel less productive because you're not doing 17 different things at once, the amount of decreased productivity, efficiency, focus, concentration, all of that is not worth it. You can't do more than 2 things at once with 100% focus and effort. You can't. Your brain simply will not allow you to. So don't challenge your brain. Focus on it religiously with all your effort, and you'll be surprised how many things get done. Genuinely, an essay that would take you 2 weeks because you're doing other things would take you like a day. It's amazing what single tasking can do. Try single tasking out more. Do single tasking out more. I'm telling you this from experience where I tried multitasking, essays, projects, assignments. Doesn't work. I was getting C's and D's. Single tasking, A's and B's easily. Make sure you find your balance of single tasking. Whatever things you got to do, make sure you focus on it and only it. Then move on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, next thing, so on and so forth. So the easiest way to do this would be to schedule specific time periods where you work. So if you schedule like 2 hours of the day to work on just one thing, that will work. 2 hours on another, so on and so forth. It's very easy to set up for single tasking. Multitasking, it only really works if it's something you don't have to think about. So an example of multitasking would be me working, recording, editing, whatever work I have to do, but I have laundry going in the background. I don't have to be there physically, but it is something that has to get done, right? So put the laundry in, let it do the work. I think it goes for an hour and a half. So I have an hour and a half to do my stuff, and then that'll go off and then repeat that cycle. So if you do want to multitask, try and find ways to incorporate things that you don't have to be there for, but still is getting done. Laundry is the easiest example I can give, but you may think of some other examples as well. So if you found these tips helpful, you definitely want to check out some of the other videos on my channel where I go, for example, on batching. Batching is a fantastic thing that you could do alongside single tasking. And if you want to say goodbye to stress, take back control of your time, check the links down below in the description.